Welcome to Reality Rewire, presented by the Wisdom Network. We're here to explore the tools, practices, and healing modalities that create real transformation from the inside out. And today we have a special message from one of the practitioners from the Wisdom Network. And here's what they have to say.
You've done the work. You've journaled, meditated, sat in ceremony, cried on the therapy couch. And yet, that same fear keeps showing up. That same pattern keeps repeating. That same part of you keeps sabotaging your rise. Let me tell you something that's going to shift everything. It's not about being broken and stuck or doing something wrong. You're just dealing with something that most healers won't talk about: emotional entities. Welcome to Reality Rewire. I'm Mahalia Thomas, a practitioner of the Wisdom Network, spiritual life coach, hypnotist, and your guide into the depths of emotional alchemy. And today we're going deep because the part of you that keeps pulling you back isn't your enemy. It's an unintegrated part of you that's been waiting to be seen. Let's begin. Before we go any further, let's ground. Because here's the thing most people get wrong about deep and introspective work: you can't do this work ungrounded. If you're not rooted in your body, anchored in safety, clear in your energetic boundaries, introspection becomes a rabbit hole. You spiral, disassociate, re traumatize yourself without even realizing it. So, right now, wherever you are, take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your seat beneath you. There, at the point of contact of your seat and your bottom at the root, I want you to feel or imagine a deep, radiating core of energy that allows you to feel nurtured, safe, and held. Feel the air on your skin. You're good. Allow that energy to radiate from that root all around you, within you. Okay, now let's talk about what emotional alchemy is. Emotional alchemy, it is about positive vibes and love and light only. It's not about bypassing and trying to just sweep any pain under the rugs or just repeat affirmations without dealing with the root causes. Emotional alchemy is the art of transformation. It's taking the heaviest, darkest parts of your experience: grief, rage, shame, fear, and transmuting them into wisdom, power, and fuel for your expansion. But here's where most people get stuck: they try to alchemize emotions that they haven't even met yet. They try to transmute entities that they haven't identified. And that's why the healing doesn't stick. Because you can't transform what you refuse to see. So let's start seeing. So what is an emotional entity? It's not woo-woo. It's not a metaphor. An emotional entity is an energetic imprint, a part of you that split off in a moment of pain, trauma, or an unmet need, and has since been living in your nervous system and your energetic field ever since. These aren't just emotions that pass through you, they are presences, voices, agendas, survival strategies. And now they could run your life from the shadows. Let me give you an example. You know that voice that says, if you shine too bright, they'll leave you. That's not your adult self talking. That's a 7-year-old entity who learned that being too much wasn't safe. Or the voice that whispers, you can't trust anyone. That's the teenage entity who got betrayed and decided that walls were safer than vulnerability. These parts are real, And until you learn to identify them by name, age, story, they will keep hijacking your healing. So pause and ask yourself, what emotional pattern keeps repeating in your life? What trigger feels ancient, like it doesn't match the situation? That's the entity. And that entity has been waiting for you to finally see it for what it really is. Now, here's where most healing modalities fail you. They teach you to fight your shadow, override the triggers, push through resistance. That doesn't work because when you battle an entity, it digs deeper. They like to hide, especially when there's shame involved. But when you bypass it, it waits until you're vulnerable and then it strikes. The only way to transform an entity is to engage with it. Not as an enemy, as a part of you that needs to be heard. This is the practice. Sit with the emotion when it rises. Don't run, don't numb, don't spiritually bypass. Get grounded, like we did earlier. Get present and ask, who is this entity or this emotion that's taking control over my energetic vessel right now? How old are you? What do you need me to know? And then listen. Your intuitive powers is your spiritual authority innate. Your intuition will let you know. You'll be shocked at what comes through. That rage, a 12-year-old who was told her anger was ugly. That fear, a 5-year-old who wasn't protected. That shame, a teenager who was made to feel like her body was wrong. These parts don't need you to fix them. They need you to witness them, to say, I see you, I hear you, and I'm not leaving you behind anymore. That's engagement. And that's where the alchemy begins. Once you've engaged with the entity, the next step is to trace it back. Every emotional entity has a root cause, a moment in time when it was born. And when you can identify that moment, not just intellectually, but somatically in your body, you unlock the key to integration. This is where hypnosis and deep journaling become your most powerful tools. In hypnosis, we bypass the conscious mind and go straight to the subconscious, where there are entities that live and hide and are waiting for you to engage with them. We ask, when was the first time you felt this way? Everybody remembers. Maybe you're 6, watching your parents fight and deciding love isn't safe. Or maybe you're 9, being laughed at in class and deciding it's not safe to be seen. That's the root. And once you found it, you can do the most sacred work. You can go back to that younger version of yourself and reparent yourself. Give yourself what you didn't get at that moment of time. Safety, love, permission to feel, permission to be. And when you do that, the entity transforms. He doesn't disappear, he integrates, becomes a resource instead of a wound. That part of yourself that was terrified of being seen becomes your courage to shine. The part of you that built walls becomes your discernment and healthy boundaries. This is emotional alchemy, taking the lead of your pain and turning it into the gold of your power. So, how do you actually do this work? Let me give you 2 practices you can start using today. Practice 1, entity identification journaling. Grab a journal, get grounded, and write, what emotional pattern keeps repeating in my life? Then ask, if this pattern had a voice, what would it say? If this part of me had an age, how old would it be? What does this part of me need to feel safe? Don't overthink it, let it flow. You will be amazed at what comes through when you give these parts permission to speak. Practice 2, hypnotic journey for root cause healing. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, then say to yourself, I invite the part of me that carries whatever the name of the emotion is, fear, shame, rage, to come forward. And ask, when was the first time I felt this way? And let your subconscious show you. You might get an image, a memory, a body sensation, whatever comes, witness it. Then speak to that younger version of you. I see you. You are safe now. Got you. Stay there as long as you need. And when you're ready, bring that younger part of you into your heart. That's integration. And every time you do this work, you take back a piece of your power. Listen, this work is not surface level. It's not a quick fix, but it is the most potent transformation you will ever experience. Because when you stop fighting the parts of you that feel broken, you start integrating them, you become whole. And from that wholeness, you rise. If this episode stirred something in you, if you know you're ready to go deeper, I want to work with you. I'm a hypnotist and a spiritual life coach, and I specialize in emotional alchemy, energy protection, manifestation, and soul level transformation. Head to the Wisdom Network to book a session with me. Let's identify any entities, engage with them, integrate them. Your next level self isn't waiting for you to become someone new. She's waiting for you to remember all the parts you left behind. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay grounded, stay rising. This is Mahalia Thomas, and this is Reality Rewire.
If anything in today's episode stirred something in you, that's a sign. And if you are ready to stop doing this alone, we have an incredible community of healers, spiritual life coaches, and hypnotherapists at the Wisdom Network who are ready to meet you exactly where you are and take you somewhere completely new. That's right. Head over to thewisdomnetwork.net, find your practitioner, and take that powerful leap forward. We'll see you in the next episode.